My name's Charlie. Welcome to my channel.
And if you can hear that, so there you go.
Hello! My name's Charlie! Welcome to my channel.
So thank you for that, Richard. Yes, that's my name. I'm Charlie. That's Richard. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys have had a good week. Let me know how you are in the comments below. I've had a big jump in subscribers this week, or big for me. So if you are new to my channel, hiya. Welcome to the Charlie Crazy. What? No, I'm gonna say welcome to the Charlie Crazy world, but that's not good either. Welcome to the Charlie family, the Charlie Brooke Reed's family. That's a bit cheesy, isn't it? Welcome to my channel and welcome to my little corner of the internet. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you stick around. So yeah, I've had a better week this week, but I'm getting there, and I'm going to try and be really positive this week, getting into a really good brain space. And as you can tell from the title, I've actually finished some books this week. The first book I'm going to talk to you about is Demon Copperhead, which is an audiobook I finished. And yeah, it's one obviously by Barbara Kingsolver. It's getting quite a lot of hype at the moment. It could potentially be on the Women's Prize. Will it? I don't know. I hope so. I really enjoyed this book. One of the things I noticed this week that I took a comment to, because I haven't got loads to say about this, if you want to hear my thoughts on this, go back, I'll link all my other weekly reads. I have enjoyed it. One of the things I wrote down this week about it was that I noticed that Barbara Kingsolver made a reference to Dickens, which I enjoyed, and it said about orphans and how Dickens gives them a hard time, etc. And I like seeing references, especially because this is what this book is based upon, is obviously a Dickens book. So this is, in case you guys don't know, Demon Copperhead is based on David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. So yeah, I like this book. I feel like I need to go back and read the physical copy, because I feel like, because where I've been a bit not 100%, I don't know whether I did enjoy it, and I have got stuff out of it. And what it talks about, the opioid crisis and stuff like that, I feel like it's really well done. It's the characters have great, good emotional depth, and yeah, I did feel like you could connect with them. But I feel like I feel like this is one I need to reread in order to get the maximum capacity out of it, because yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I liked it, but it wasn't my favourite of the year or anything. That was that. I also finished big chunky book, 800 pages plus. I think it's 850 something pages. And this was Nickleby. I loved this book. I loved this book so much. I'm sorry about the reflective. I loved this book so much. The character of Nicholas, so this is tells you of Nicholas Nickleby's it's that kind of Dickens story of of their character's life, sort of the kind of their life, even though it doesn't go the whole way with Nicholas necessarily, but yeah, but mainly the thing in Nicholas Nickleby that I love the most, I love the characterization in this as well. I feel like the goodies are really goodies, and then the baddies are very baddies, so they're quite I would say almost a little bit pantomime-ish, a little bit, in particular with the baddie. I feel like he's quite the baddie in this, which I have said it in past videos, but I'm not going to say it again. But yeah, I feel like the baddie in this is very pantomime villain, I would say. But obviously maybe he was the original pantomime villain, I do not know. But I really enjoyed it. There's been the ending of the book, there was some big reveals, which I really enjoyed, and bits that were sad in it. There were bits that I've been going on to my husband about this non-stop, and going on to my family about it. Because I guess Jessie. I love the character Smike in this book, particularly, other than Nicholas. There's a character called Smike in this book, and I loved him so much. So yeah, this is one I'd recommend. Yeah, it's long, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is what I say, and I took loads of notes of them on it, but a lot of the notes would be spoilers, so I don't, unless you want me to maybe do a spoilery video about it, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, so those are the first two books I finished. Then I have been continuing to read Kurdish Women's Stories, which is edited by Houzan Mahmoud, who is a female, I think she's a female journalist. So this book is, in case you haven't seen my previous videos, this is 22 accounts of Kurdish women's stories, so it does what it says on the tin. I feel like with this book, so I'm about halfway through, I'm about 114 pages into it, it's 200 pages, so about halfway through. I feel like this would be great for fans of Persepolis, because obviously it's sort of telling that kind of story, but from various women's perspectives. It's very, very brutal. It's got a lot of trigger warnings in it. So I definitely suggest looking those trigger warnings up if you're sensitive, but yeah. So yeah, if you like Persepolis, definitely would be one I would check out, because yeah, definitely one I would recommend. And this is by Pluto Press, which is a press independent press, which I love so much. I also finished another audiobook, which I kind of feel like I sped through, because I basically listened to it in 2 days. It's quite a short audiobook. I think it's 7 hours long, which I guess that's not that short, but I couldn't stop listening to it because it's Undoctored by Adam Kay. Adam Kay is the author, was a doctor in the NHS. He left and he became he's a writer and he's a comedian. His best-selling book was This Is Going to Hurt, and so Undoctored literally picks up from the first bit where he left off in This Is Going to Hurt, literally. It also still gives you flashbacks to moments when he was training as a younger doctor, and also moments throughout his life. This again does come with content warnings, and not just in terms of the medical stuff. The graphic warnings are for so food addiction and rape. Even though he talks about these really hard-hitting subjects, I feel like he still does it with his usual kind of honesty, and I personally think he should be commended for the things that he's talked about in this book. So yes, they're very brutal, yes, they're not an easy listen, and they shouldn't be, so yeah, just be aware that this is in the book, but he's dealt with it. I feel like he deals with it very, very well, and like I said, yeah, so yeah, make of that what you will. If these are topics that are sensitive for you, stay away from this book. But it was still a very good listen, and it was still a worthwhile listen, and I gave this book 5 stars, so yeah. Obviously this week I announced that I'm taking me and two of my lovely friends, Alice from the Giant Bookshelf, Jem from Jem of Books. Those two, we announced our Plodalong this week. If you're interested in joining in, I'll put that announcement down below, and also the girls' channels. So as a result, it was making me very excited for potential books that could be on the list. Headed to my shelves. I've been staring at this book for a while. This is called Sunday Maybe. This was on mine and Charlie's wish list, and I'll link that video down below. So it's like I said, because we've all been talking about the most prized books, it's been on my shelves. I've been wanting to pick it up anyway. So I was this morning I was staring at it, and it was calling to me. So I picked it up. This book, in case you're not familiar, a book about a woman lead character called Eve, whose husband Quentin she found, who had unfortunately had death by suicide, and she found him. And it was obviously content warnings for that. And I'll read you the back of this, because I feel like this gives you a sort of a style for a sense of the style of the writing. Here are 3 things you should know about my husband. He's the great love of my life, despite his penchant for going incommunicado. 2, he was, and as far as I and everyone else could tell, perfectly happy. 3, on New Year's Eve, he killed himself. And here's 1 thing you should know about me. 1, I found him. Bonus fact, no, I'm not okay. So it's got kind of obviously a dark humour running through this. Obviously this is how she's dealing with her grief. And it's it's just something so gorgeous about this. I just wanted to try a chapter this morning, and I basically read nearly 50 pages. Oh no, 40 pages. And it's just, the writing style really connected with me. Obviously it's very emotional, it's very hard hitting, but there's it's not written, it's still written in a sort of, it's very, very readable, and almost sort of got this contemporary way of it. I don't really know how else to describe it. She's also has a Nigerian family, and it has a lot of talking about that, and how obviously they're being really supportive, and yeah, so it talks a lot about that as well. So yeah, this is where I'm at with it. I'm definitely gonna, once I've yeah, I'm just going to keep reading this as well alongside my other books. I probably shouldn't be reading this because I've got other things to focus on, which I'll tell you in a second. But I couldn't help myself, and yeah, this has got like 5-star read potential to me. So this is as I'm reading it. So yeah. Right, then I also picked up and started the first chapter of Indisputably Doris. This is for me and Charlie, like I mentioned, we're doing a literary Doris along, where in January we read Our Doris, and then in February we're reading Indisputably Doris and also Doris Ahoy. So yeah, if you want to join us, I'll put all the stuff in the I'll put all the info in the description. We're going to be having a live show at the beginning of March. So the next book I started after Undoctored, I started listening to Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert. In this book, obviously we're following Danica/Dani, and with her relationship with Zafir. And yeah, so this is for the Sisteralong 2023. And again, I'll link the video, my announcement video for this. We are reading all the Brown Sister series, January, February and March. So obviously this is February's pick. And again, I'm listening to it all by audio because, so yeah, that's that. And I think that is me. So now I'm going to just do my usual general titty tat. So if you don't want to listen to that, you're welcome to just say goodbye, and I'll talk to you next week's videos. So yeah, also the Women's Prize, yeah, we did we announced the Plodalong. That was super exciting. That was on Wednesday we announced that. So we've been doing lots of like planning to do with that this week, which has been loads of fun, nattering with Jem and Alice. So yeah, I also wanted to give a quick shout out to my lovely friend Jimmy from Jimmy Can Read. He did a short video this week called Books Have a Fast Fashion Problem. So I highly recommend checking that out, and I'll put that in the description. It's very, like I said, it's very, very short, very digestible, but he's made some interesting points, which I think is worth listening to. So yeah, go give him a watch and give him some support. For Valentine's Day, me and my daughter made cake pops, which we had loads of fun with. And they were super, super delicious. So I'll put a picture of them on screen. They might not look very pretty, but we enjoyed them. They were yummy. They were pink inside, as you can see. But yeah, salad. That was really fun. I also managed to have a catch up with a couple of different friends this week, which I was also happy for. So yeah, that was really good. And I actually went for a little walk with one of them, with her doggies. Yeah, so that was good. Right, then the thing I've been busting to talk to you guys about is Drag Race. So this morning, Saturday obviously, so this morning, me and my children watched Drag Race, as we do every weekend, practically. And yeah, so it was the lip sync Lollapalooza. So, and it kicked off first of all, obviously, with Malaysia, and she picked. I thought she was gonna pick Spice. I was like, why didn't she pick Spice? But no, she picked Marsha, which was a rogue choice. But to be fair, no one had seen Marsha lip sync. So, and I feel like a lot of the other girls still underrate Marsha and don't can't see the talent that she has, but for whatever reason. But yeah, so when Marsha came out, and then she was doing but Marsha was coming out and doing back flips and all this kind of stuff, and we were like screaming and just, yeah, obviously she slayed it. Like Marsha was amazing, and that was one of our favourite lip syncs. So obviously my favourite lip sync was Anitra versus Sasha Colby, obviously. And like, because they were sort of, no one wanted to lip sync against them, obviously left till last to be picked. So yeah, they ended up with each other, but that lip sync, like, I do still think Anitra held her own, and I think it was just such a brilliant lip sync to watch the two of them against each other. I was like, like, your eyes kind of don't know where to look. Obviously, Sasha Colby, obviously, mainly, but I still think, like, yeah, it was such a strong lip sync, and it was amazing. And yeah, so yeah, we love the lip sync Lollapaloozas, and I think Jax, even though Jax actually went home, I still think Jax did a really good job. Like, and the only thing that was with her was I wasn't a big fan of her outfit and like her makeup. I feel like she's looked better in the past, but I still think, like, in terms of the last lip sync that they did together, so it was Anitra obviously versus Jax, And yeah, I feel like, yeah, that was a really good lip sync as well. So it was a really good episode. We were screaming at the top of our lungs, like I said, and it was really, really good. So yeah, that was that. Let me know what you guys are up to. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you're doing. And yeah, take care and sending you lots of love. Goodbye.